Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. Sun's about to come up, so let's get this lesson in so I can head to the gym. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by, storytelling, story with a message, the message of the story for life. Yeah, I talk about God, because that's life, and I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I hope they're working out for you. The number looking good to me, so let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. That's godly. Right thinking is way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission that all right thinkers do just that. Know thyself. I know how to make that happen. That's why I'm here daily to help you with that. So if you got a problem knowing who you are, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. So the question, do you know you? And you need to know thyself. If not, I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not, foolish, disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's what I do. What I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes or think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do for a reason. Person who knows not, excuse me, person who knows, but knows not that they know, it's okay. They're asleep spiritually. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know, follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right thinkers, know that self. And to my yacht, be true. Yeah, it's God again, but from a different angle. It's always going to be God. But let me show you a different angle. Right thinkers, let's talk about spiritual wisdom. Do you have it? Okay. Again, spirit is God. Wisdom is experience. You should have your own God experience. That means you have spiritual wisdom. If not, take your boy out. I'll help you with that too. Again, that's what I do for you. All right. I tell you all the time, I'm God conscious. I'm spiritual. That's God. I'm conscious of who I am and what I am all the time. Okay. But I'm not running around here like a maniac. Oh, praise the Lord, praise the roof. Oh, God, God, God. No, being God conscious meaning you know God, you know yourself, so you act accordingly. That's all it means. So I tell you, I try to show you I'm God conscious. Why? Because I have gained spiritual wisdom, meaning I have God experience. I know God for myself. So I can tell you my experience with God. You have to have your own. I'm just trying to show you how you can have that and what makes that possible. That's all. Now, if you live right and you're blessed for doing so, that's spiritual wisdom. Why? Because you put the work in to do the right thing and you experience the blessing that comes with that. You have spiritual wisdom. Whether you know it or not, now some people just do right because they think that's the best thing to do, and they will be rewarded for that. My mother-in-law, she lived Maya, had no clue who the hell Maya was, could care less, but she knew that she was blessed. Why? Because she lived right, treated people right, and she's still to this day still being blessed for that. So she built up brownie points all her life. She just said doing wrong just didn't sit well with her. Boy, I wish I had adopted that method a long time ago, but she's my favorite person to talk to. Okay. I have a spiritual advisor, and that's who that is. My first love, mother. I call her my mother-in-law, and me and her daughter never got married. We don't even speak. So we had issues in life that separated. Okay, what got nothing to do it. Me and her mother, she understands who I am and she respects me for what I do. So that's all it is. Whatever your issue with me, they ain't got no problem with me. I do what I do. So trust me, when you have a spiritual bond, it's unbreakable. When you get that spiritual bond with God, shoot, a team of wild MFs couldn't take me out of God mode that I'm in now. So if you look at me and say, well, that brother shot out, that brother, yeah, you ain't want to deal with me. What? It ain't gonna change. You know me, you already know that. But so if you don't trust me, this is who I am. Not just here. I'm the same dude. So yeah, I don't perpetrate. All right. Speaking of perpetrating, perfect segue. If you fake, if you're faking people out with claiming to be a man of God, wearing your little collar, and you are just as bad and crooked and evil as the next person, you perverted, you're doing all the wrong things, you think you're going to prosper, you got to be crazy. Nobody prosper lying, cheating, and stealing in the name of God. I'm no preacher, I'm no soothsayer, but I can preach and I can predict certain things. I can preach the word. Why? I know the word. I understand. So I'm not trying to preach it. I'm trying to teach it. Difference. No, I'm no preacher. No, excuse me. Now, my self mastery, aka my spiritual wisdom that I obtain for myself, is why I teach what I know. That's all I can do for you. And if that's what's helping you, then I'm trying to tell you, I can teach it to you. You have to manifest it. Ain't no religion, same thing. You got to follow something. I got principles and rules that govern me. I got a philosophical concept that's second to none. Why? That's what I practice. Whatever you practice, you can feel the same way about it, but I ain't got a problem with nothing nobody else's. I'm just working mine. Knowing that, watch this, and all of these religions are what? Mental. Spirituality is what is right thinking. Why? If you know you are a spiritual being, what's the spirit? God. Hello. So I'm just trying to get to you to get to God by any means necessary. And my boy Malcolm. So I got to put it to you different ways. Sometimes you got to trick somebody to teach them. I don't care about that. I'm gonna use any means necessary that's at my disposal. So I'm trying to get you to the God any way I can. Understand that. Right thinking is learning what spiritual truths from our ancient ancestors. No, I know all this, but if you ain't using it, what's the good? And I'm teaching it because I know it. So that's where I'm at. Understand that. When you're living your teachings or preachings, that's what you should be doing. If you're a teacher or preacher, you should be your best example should be you. If right thinking is practiced by you daily, watch this. You will what? You will become a master of yourself. That's the goal for all right thinkers. I've thought to know thyself means to know and master thyself. That's why I give you the lessons I do on a day-to-day basis. You are, watch this, what you think you are. That's mental. Again, living it is spiritual. When you live out your concepts and your viewpoints, that's spiritual. If they're good, then you'll be rewarded. Simple as that. If you're a Christian and you follow the Christian concepts, you'll be rewarded if that's what you're doing. I see it, excuse me, all the time. So I'm known when I'm talking about. I got busted after this. So knowing a bunch of stuff means nothing when you can implement it and manifest it. Now you got something. I don't have to write near book one. I got a bunch of books that I learned from. I'm not gonna reinvent the wheel. It's gonna be my opinion, okay, but it's gonna be the same thing. So I have no problem teaching from the book. I'm a teacher, not a book writer. Okay, I teach concepts that I learned. Okay, I ain't making nothing up. I ain't trying to reinvent the wheel. Just trying to give you my understanding. I can tell you the book I use. I love this book because it got me started. It put me on the path and got me where I need to go. That was over 10 years ago. So that book is old. I got a whole bunch of I learn on a day-to-day basis because I teach on a day-to-day basis. So it's got to go hand in hand. As a student, I'm learning. As a teacher, I'm teaching. Moving on. I don't forgot my page running up at my mouth. We should be up here somewhere. No one on the mental. Okay, you always know you. Okay, now when your heart, which is God, dwelling place, meets with your consciousness, which is you, your lower self, making contact with your higher self, realizing, wait a minute, I got another, yeah, higher self. Okay, you become one. That's wisdom. Your experience of knowing God blesses you, knowing if you do this, you get that from God. Now, all you gotta do is put it to practice every day. He don't stop giving. Trust me, he been doing it since he been here. All right, moving on. Knowing thyself is the life goal for all spiritual, aka human beings. We spiritual beings having some experience. So what's the human part? We have to manifest in human form the things that we can think and feel and do. We are spiritual beings, and not knowing thyself is the death sentence for ignorance of self. Why? You're going doomed to repeat this life again until you figure it out. I hear a bunch of concepts. Now, I don't agree with all of them, but you got some people say the soul come here to learn a lesson. Okay. I'm saying the soul is here to know itself. Whatever that is, it's on you. But if you're here and don't know yourself or didn't learn your lesson, what's the difference? You're gonna come back. So that's what I'm saying. You can word it any way you want. Okay, difference, but it's in the action, the deed, the irony. You are responsible for just that. If you do good, you will receive good back. That's God. That ain't man. Man don't tell you what man says. If you work for me, I pay you. Okay, that's my. God blesses you. Spiritual thing. Understand that, sorry. I'm moving on. All right, move here. No, that's okay. Yeah, like okay, yeah. We are born into this world ignorant of who we are in the body. That's going to go from a baby, infant to a full grown, and whatever you put in it. I don't see too many wise, obese people. Wisdom comes from knowing, keeping balance, not overeating, not overdoing whatever you're doing. Keep it to a moderation, and you'll be pretty much fine. But over anything is not good. Okay? We have grown in size, and depending on what you do, how you feel, that size can be good or bad. When you do the body, mind, body, and soul, the physical part is in there. Exercise. That's why I get this lesson done. I'm headed to the gym. Why? The physical part. Every day I got to work out. That's part of the body. Take the body in motion stays in motion. And right thinking philosophy teaches and gives you what? Spiritual knowledge of God to do what? Show how to serve and get his blessings. Why? By living right. And that will change your life. If you serving yourself, you pretty much ain't getting nothing out of that. If you ain't hustling, when Mo Man couldn't get up and go get that money, he was done. He got no kick coming. Why? He didn't serve his higher self. He served his lower self. No kick coming on that lifestyle. Trust me. When I was ignorant spiritually, okay, pimping hoes and slamming Cadillac doors and all that nonsense, what'd it get me? Prison time. Now that I teach, live right, what I get? Blessings. So I take that deal any day. Okay? Understand that, young people. You're gonna be young forever. Now, watch this. When you have spiritual wisdom, you can do what? At least teach others what you know for yourself. So help them know themselves. I'm not blowing smoke. I'm not giving you a whole bunch of nonsense. Well, I read this in the book. Nope. I'm telling you what I know from experience. Okay. Knowing God is the true definition of having spiritual wisdom. You can't be wise to God without experiencing Him. You can't be wise to God just believing in Him. You can't be wise and have wisdom of God without having your own experience. That's what wisdom is, the experience, the mystical experience that all religions promise that a lot of them don't keep. Why? Because they misguide you, they lead you the wrong way, and it don't happen for you, and you wonder why. So my preacher, my pastor, who's a good preacher, has what? Spiritual and biblical wisdom. He's a real God servant. But he lived, like I say, what he preached. Ain't many preachers during the week godly. They be wild out. They do. They I get the pulpit. All of a sudden, they become godly. No, if you ain't godly 24/7, you ain't godly. Simple as that. He don't take times off. He don't take days off. He don't take credit for nothing he do. Nothing but respect. And when That's another level. I know that everybody can't be at that level. He's where I'm at. I respect that. But you can show reverence and live a righteous and fruitful life just doing the regular things the way it's supposed to be done. That's all, the right way. If you know God for yourself, you know how to serve Him and not yourself. Simple. When you do what's right, you know what you're doing it for. Okay? If you're doing something for something, you know what you're doing it for. So if you're a deal maker, listen, young people, God ain't a deal maker. He promised. He never breaks his promise. So if you keep your end of the deal, he'll keep his end. But if you're dealing with somebody who said, well, you do this, I do that, that ain't God. Well, how you know with the boys you taught to? Oh, trust me, you know. That's when discernment kicks in. You got to recognize good from bad. All right. How can you claim, watch this, to know and worship God and still treat people wrong? That don't go together. You're saying one thing, you're doing something else. There's an imbalance there. They're not matching. Those are people you don't trust. Simple as that. I'm not saying, oh, you know, but if what he say or she say don't match what they do, that's up to you to make that decision. So discernment is to each his own. Again, just like God. I know God for myself. So I don't need nobody to teach me, tell me, but no. That's why I do what I do for you. I want you to know God for yourself, not from what I'm telling you. You should have your spiritual experience with God and you have a relationship. I talk to him every day. If you think just praying to God, you know God. No, you don't. When you know him, you will serve him. That's the difference. I don't care what religion you profess. And every religion has God in it. So ain't none of them not godly. They all teach you certain ways. So all you got to do is follow the one that you pick out, the one that you works to you, and use it. That's all I'm saying. But be honest. That's all. Don't tell me you know God. Show me with what? Your actions and your deeds. I can know who you are by the fruits of your labor. Good people do good stuff. Simple as that. Don't need you. No, I know. No. Don't need none of that. All right, last one. About to wrap it up. I went a little long, but you know when I talk about God, you know God how through the blessings that you receive for what your righteous living. That's how it's done. I ain't got to tell you about God. I'm trying to tell you to do the things that you need to get God's attention. That's right thinking philosophy. These things you can do, and God will recognize you for what. No one told me that God would make himself known to you when you live right. Nobody told that to me. I ain't had a clue about that, man. So I want young people to know, do the right thing, live right, and something's going to happen that man don't control. I serve a higher power for a reason. Trust me, when you learn that early in life, a lot of nonsense you take care for yourself. My spiritual wisdom came when? When I changed my lifestyle, when I choose to do what? The right thing. If you're living right daily, you're practicing to be spiritually wise. Why? You're going to do the right thing and reciprocating and receiving the blessings for doing that is personal between you and God. If you run and tell everybody your blessing, you're a fool. You share with people, with like-minded people, and you won't look like a fool. Why? Because everybody don't understand God. Everybody not being blessed by God. Why? Everybody ain't living right and earning it. That's why. Sorry about that. But let me wrap this up again. Me or my servant God is being blessed for that. I'm blessed for that. And my spiritual wisdom is gained from me knowing what to do to get that. So I can tell you without a doubt, if you live right, do right, you'll be blessed for that. Trust me, and not by man. Hope you got the lesson. I'm out. I'll be back.